Okay, so even if we have the most replenishing herbs on the planet and you're taking those regularly, if you are not making sure that your pathways are open and that we're not encouraging those pathways, and I'll tell you more about what those pathways are in just a moment. It's kind of like getting in a really fast car and then getting on a really crowded freeway or getting into a traffic jam. Doesn't matter how fast your car is if you can't go anywhere, right? So in addition to replenishing the system, we need to make sure that we're refining and opening those pathways. And there are a lot of wonderful herbs that are great at helping that. A lot of wonderful herbs and food that we want to use to help improve circulation. So all pain in a lot of traditional herbal practices is considered a blockage. It's considered stagnation, which kind of makes sense if you think about it, right? Like if you have a headache, you know that things aren't moving well. You know that if you've got some pain in your body, whether it be in a joint or in a muscle or something, that there's probably swelling, there's inflammation, that maybe there's a bruise, there's damage there, and that the body isn't able to get the nutrients and circulate things as well as possible. And so we see, the swelling begin to take place in order to kind of encapsulate that area and protect it. And that pressure that comes from the swelling creates more pain. Same thing with indigestion, with constipation, with, when you've got back pain, anything like that. What we want to do is get those pathways moving again. We want to improve circulation. We want to reduce inflammation. We want to move your bowels. We want to, open up all of the different pathways in the body so that all of those wonderful fluids and all of the nutrients that we're taking in can get moved around the body. And that's even something as important as making sure that when we take a deep breath, that we can breathe in deeply, that we don't get sharp pain when we breathe in. We don't, we're not huffing and puffing and struggling to get the oxygen that we need. And so the second category of herbs that we're going to talk about when we meet, and I'm going to introduce you to a bunch of them, are herbs that are going to refine those pathways, that are going to open those pathways, that are going to help us to take those wonderful nourishing foods deeper into our system, because we are doing the work of opening, replenishing, improving circulation. Sometimes that means we're warming the body up, and sometimes it means we're cooling it down. So I want you to start thinking about that in all of maybe the things that you're struggling with. Like, is it really, would you benefit from getting things moving a little bit more? Maybe from warming things up or cooling things down. And I want you to think about it, and maybe give me some of those. You could share some of those with us in the group. And I'd love to make sure that when we meet live, that I give you some specific ideas and herbs and tools that you can consider to help get things moving in your body in a way that's nourishing and that's supportive, and that allows the traffic to flow, just like we want it to be moving on the highway. We want it to be moving also in our body so that we can get to our destinations.